We're trying this again. I'm not sure if this is live. Let's see, let's get on the channel. Wow. I'm not sure if you're hearing me at all through this or not. Wow. Man, no, that's still awful. Oh, that's still awful. If anybody's on, let me know. You're on a phone. Hi, Kenneth. You're on a phone. Okay. Well, let's wait and see if a couple other people pop on and see if it made any difference. I think it did on my end, but I did a speed test, and it wasn't that impressive considering the speeds I should be getting. I'm gonna have to dance. Wow. So anybody watching, what's the video quality like showing up on YouTube? I got the ding from YouTube. Oh boy. Looks good to you, Marcel? Okay. We'll just give it a second, let some people pop on. We got 10 more. Better quality, but still low. Okay. All this may have to do. I rebooted my computer, reset the router, did a speed test, and according to the speed test, I'm not getting the speed I should be getting. So we'll see how this goes. Maybe rebooting the computer helped a little bit. I did leave the one camera off. Let's see if we're still working on the other ones. This guy still works, and then my other end of the bench one still works. Awesome. Good. Okay, so I think the quality looks good. You're not late, Gary. No, we had to restart because of a quality issue. It was like watching a TV show from the 50s. So look at that, and I think everybody's back on. Okay, and I'm gonna have to fix that that whole thumbnail thing and everything later. I just restarted a whole new YouTube stream, so wasn't sure what the issue was. Yeah, it looks a little better. If I get a little closer to this monitor, it does look a little better on my YouTube stream here as well. So, and the second camera looked pretty good. So that's this camera here, the bench camera. So that basically, well, I've got this on. This shows you guys around what I've done to my studio recently. Cleaned it all up. I got my little printer bench over there. Got to get rid of some of those. And then over here, there's the camera I'm broadcasting on right there below that bright light. And there's the monitors I'm looking at, your chat, and my other monitors I'm looking at, YouTube on the left and StreamYard in the middle. And all the wiring, I still got to figure out the wiring. Just look at all the cables I got going down to the computer, out of the computer, across the floor to the cameras and the lights. Cabling's a nightmare sometimes. But yeah, so yeah, if that looks good, awesome. And then this end camera probably still looks pretty good. Hello, hello, hi. So good. Hopefully we're all set then, with a little bit of a delay going on here, but my bandwidth is dropping. The system will likely compress to maintain the frame rate. Yeah, it could be. I'm going to talk to Shaw, who's my cable provider out here, and I'm going to let them know because I did a speed test, and I should be getting 600 megabits or whatever you call it, and I'm getting about 100 on the speed test. So it could be, and I'm wireless too, right? The computer's wireless. And maybe what I need to do is run a network cable to my computer from the junction box, which is way over there. I just have to get like a 50-foot network cable, so that might help. So anyways, let's just get to it since I've wasted enough time. Already wasted 15-20 minutes with this. Oh boy, Potato Vision, then it came back. Well, we'll just go with it. And if it is what it is. So anyways, as I said, welcome here. The new studio, first build in the new studio. I was just going to do a quick thing tonight, but I thought, you know what? I feel like doing a build. I haven't done a build in a while. And let's do it. So the first thing I'm going to do is do this really cool thing where I can slide the microphone over. Boop, boop. I don't think it's too loud in your ears. And we're going to unbox this printer here, guys. I've had this sitting here for a couple weeks now, and I've been excited about getting this. And you've seen the unboxing of this before. Many people have done it. This is the FLSUN SR. It's a massively big printer, but I'm excited to get this thing going. I am becoming a big fan of Delta printers since I got my Q5. And this little guy here, I decided to hop on and try because apparently it's a bigger build volume and it's a much faster printer. So I'm looking forward to building this and doing it. So it rumbles a bit when I move. Yes, it does a little bit. Yeah. Monoprice.com for cables. The best deals. Yeah, there's a lot of good places. I have network cables at my office, long ones, because we're all wireless there. So I may even have one. I may not have to buy one. So yeah, 100 megabits on Wi-Fi probably. But anyways, let's get going on here. So I haven't even opened this, haven't even looked at it. I've watched bits and pieces of one build of this printer, so I'm actually not 100% sure what to expect. So we can find out together. Well, and this is great because I can be over here now. The microphone's over here. You can hear me really well. I can see the chat without putting my glasses on, but I probably will need my glasses to do the build. So let's give it a go. I wanted an overhead camera. I haven't figured out a way to rig up my overhead camera yet. I want to do something similar to what I did for the microphone. So where I can slide the overhead camera back and forth. But meantime, I wonder, let's just have a look. If I switch to this camera, there we go. This camera may give you a little better insight. And if I raise it up a little bit, there we go. This may give you a little better insight of what I'm unboxing. So, this looks like it's all wrapped in a plastic bag inside the plastic. That's interesting. Okay, well, let's rip this open. See what we got. I'll pick up at the comments once in a while, but I don't know how long this build is going to take, so I don't want to take too much time with it. A couple hour stream tonight. Tim in his PJs. No. These are shorts. These are shorts. Look. They're real. Honestly, they're shorts. I'm not one of those Zoom guys that's doing I'm dressed on the top and then the bottom, so. Oh, here we go. And I can actually do this kind of fun stuff where I just toss all the pieces for now. There's our user manual. Okay, I'm going to move this over so I can pull these pieces out as we go. Okay, this is where I need my cheaters. I know you guys can't see my face, but that's okay. It looks like we have a bag of bolts and your standard snippers, and it looks like a spare hot end. I can hold that up there. It looks like a spare hot end in there. We got the snippers and the bolts, and maybe some other goodies. In here, it looks like the spool holder, spatula. That's it for that compartment. This compartment, we have power cable. I got lots of those. Lots of those. USB cable, I got lots of those. But this is what it comes with. Over here we have what looks like the, whatever you want to call those, the arms. Little arms that come down to the maneuver hot end. There's a technical term for the hot end of this thing, and you think I can remember it? No. Just throw those anywhere, it'll be fine. Yeah, I'll pick them up. The cleaner will pick them up later. I end up cleaning all this up. So, and here we have, these humongously big. Wow. Oh, and that's heavy. Woo. Look at that. The rails with the stepper motors. Belts in there. Those are nice, wide, heavy-duty belts. There's a belt tensioner right there. So they've got built-in belt tensioning right here. But the tension feels pretty good on this. That's really cool. So we have one, there should be three, all as well. Effector. Thank you, old curmudgeon. Called the Effector. I never remember that name. There's a second one, same thing, belt tensioner. Pretty cool. Linear rails. In these, I should point out, this is complete linear rail system. Okay, move that over. And the third one. Oh boy, these are heavy. This is going to be one heavy printer when it's assembled. And third one again, belt tensioner, linear rails. Nice and smooth. Nice. Okay, and that's top layer. Throw that down there. We have, over here we have the extruder feeder. It's a, looks like a Bondtech clone. Yep. Okay. We have the, this is the device that goes on there for leveling the bed. Okay. Or for doing the mesh leveling. Took you a while to remember the hot end wasn't the extruder, even though the extruding, yeah, exactly. It depends who you talk to, right? The whole thing is a hot end. You have a feeder, and then you have your actual hot end. But I think in all, the whole thing's considered the hot end. This looks like some Bowden tube, a brush. This is interesting. Anyways, we'll go through that after. Let's just get this out and out of the way. In here, there we go, the effector. There's the effector. Boy, that's nice looking. I like that. We got it's got dual cooling fans on it, which is really nice to see. That's one way of, for getting those high speeds that this thing is supposed to be able to get. So we have cooling fan on each side, and then we have a cooling fan for the heat sink and part cooling fans on each side. So that's pretty good. Each side is run by its own cooling fan. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. And we have a scuffed up. That's interesting. It's like a rough surface pad for some reason. We'll see what that's for. And looks like about a 1/4 kilogram roll of test filament. Okay. Now, for the fun part. If you have extra parts when you're done, you had to have them proved. Okay, here's the base. And I don't believe, I want to check. I'm wondering if on the Q5s, the glass bed was glued on. Kind of hoping that's not the case on here, but we'll see. There's the base. And there's that top with the really cool touch screen that you can move around. Oh, that's lighter. And there's the top with the little mobile touch screen. Okay, so let's put that there for now, and let's just make sure there's nothing else left in this box. We're empty. We can bid back good day. Right down there. Whew. Oh, there we go. I should have brought myself a drink of water down here. It's warm. Oh, I do have a bottle of water. Hold on. Bottle of water. Here we go. Bottle of water. Okay, guys. Let's see what I do first. Seeing as I am brand new to building this one. Okay, let's have a look at the instructions. Updated content. This document serves as a supplement to the main manual. Part of the content in the manual has not been updated at the time. Okay. And that looks like it is, it looks like it's just software update. And then they give us a nice little schematic of the board board. So pretty cool. Yeah, RTFM. I have to RTFM. I could probably guess how this goes together, but chances are I'll guess wrong. So, okay, there's our main parts. There's our packing list. Okay, that's fine. Showing us all the packing list. Okay, so here we are, assembly instructions. Shall I read them or shall I wing it? I think I'll read them. Take out all the main parts and screws. Done. Okay, so let's just open the bag of screws I found over here. Let's see, maybe I wonder if I should bring this camera over. Like this. Give you guys. There we go. There. So we'll just show you. I'm just going to open the screws. In here. You don't need to see my ugly mug. So we have a little tiny screwdriver. Allen key, looks like about a 3mm, something along the lines. Snippers, 2mm, 1.5mm, spare hot end, wrench, and all these bolts. It looks like there's only a couple different size bolts. Do I have? Let's see if I have. I do have. I'm going to empty. Bear with me. I'm going to use one of these. Because if I don't, I'll lose all my bolts. There we go. Oh, and they're stainless steel bolts anyways. Look at that. Stainless steel. So, oh well, at least there's a nice bowl I can keep them in. That's nice though. That's something you wouldn't really think would be either they're stainless steel or brass. I don't know. Anyways, they're good. They're bolts. They're bolts. Okay. Put the top shelf on the surface. Prevent the screen from being bumped during assembly, of course. So we're going to put this top shelf on a flat surface upside down. So we want FLSUN upside down. And we want, it would have been nice if this was like a plug here. If they had a plug here that we could unplug and get rid of this for now. But anyways, that's okay. I just dropped a bag. Oh, no, I didn't. We're good. Okay. And we're going to install the axes. Axes. Okay, so here, I'm going to just be switching back and forth here so you guys can see what's going on here. So we have the top upside down. They're just saying to guide this, protect this screen, which is duh. And then, but as I say, I wish they had a plug here. I could unplug, get out of the way, but that's fine. Now we have to install the axes. And it looks like, I don't believe there is difference which goes where. I think they are all exactly the same. And we're going to use the M4 22-inch bolts. And we're going to plug in the cable before we screw it in, which really helps. So inside each one, I'll show you on this camera. Inside each one, you can see they've got the cable tied. It's actually taped down. So just have to basically lift off the tape, and there's the cable for the X-axis. So we'll bring this up, plug it in, insert. And 4 long bolts. Don't fall on my head. You'll hurt. And there we go. And what they want you to do, which kind of makes, I was doing it anyways, is they want you 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically, you're gonna put them in an X motion, and that's just to help keep it more level, I believe, more whatever. But I always do that whenever there's more than 2 or 3. It's just like when you're tightening the tire in a car, you never just go right around the block. Does that make sense? And I'm not going to quite snug them up yet. Just going to get them all in there so they're finger tight. So what else is going on in the chat here? There for the Z-axis. Well, the wires in there I plugged in said X. So, yeah. Anyways. So I think theoretically it's an X and Z, isn't it? Z, Z. See what I did there? It's an X and Z in a way. Okay. So let's snug these up. Just talk amongst yourself. I have to do this 3 more times. And I wonder, is this long enough to go in to just give them a good little tighten? There we are. Come on. Wow. One. Repeat. Yeah, so in here. Yes. That's weird. The one did say X. Oh, okay. This one says X. This one says Y. This one says Z. So, oh, there is a difference. So this. Oh, okay. There is a difference. Did I just put the wrong one in the wrong one? Because this says Y. You'd think that would be Z. This says Y. Let's see if I lucked out. Yes, I did. And this says Z. So on here, you'll see that they have marked these. Not that it should make a difference. They've marked that as a Z. Z, whatever you want to call it. They've marked that one as a Y. So obviously there's a reason that maybe if they're calibrated that way or something. So I lucked out because I didn't even notice that on the stepper motor. So I lucked out. So I got the X on the X, obviously, and then this one here I got to do is the Z. Oh, talk about lucky. I should buy a lottery ticket. Okay. There we go. So explain that one to me, whoever will. Why is one X, one Y, and one Z if they all do pretty much the same thing? I'm new to Delta. Q5 was my first Delta. So the answer might be obvious, but I don't know. ABC, XYZ, Tom to Tom, 2. It's just labeling. Yeah. Okay, just labeling. Yeah, I may as well keep them all the same, but yeah, I lucked out on the first one. Nah, I didn't luck out. I knew what I was doing. Said no one ever. I really should use my power. I have a little cordless power drive. I don't know if the bits are long enough to fit in here, though. This is okay. It's all in the programming. So hit the thumbs up, guys, if you like this. Thumbs down if you don't. So If you're new here, if you're one of my new subscribers, welcome. This is my first build in the new studio, and I gotta say, it's a lot more comfortable to do this in here. Oops, I don't want to cross thread that. That feels pretty tight. My first build, and it feels so much more comfortable doing it with this layout than it did with my old layout. So quite happy with this so far. Oh, this one's just snug. It's not cross-threaded. It's just very snug going in. Snugger than the rest. Snugger than all the best. Simply the rest. I know, you're shaking your heads. Oh, that one went in really smooth. You swear he never built a printer before? Yeah, well, I haven't. This is the first printer I've built. Well, you guys think, no, I'm just kidding. You guys think this is good. I built a Prusa MK3. Wait till I do my rat rig. You guys think this is entertaining? Wait till I do the rat rig. 500 by 500. From scratch. And I mean from scratch. Man, I can't find... There we go. That is hard to find those. This is hard to find. Kind of like shooting in the dark here. Wow. There we go. Yeah, 500 by 500 built from scratch, and I'm going to do it live. The build I'm not so worried about. It's going to be complicated and so forth. It's the software, the firmware, the Marlin, whatever you want to call it, that I have a little bit of concern with because I'm not all that educated on that type part thing, but there's a lot of help out there for me, I know it. So here we go. We have Y. Y because they said to. So we'll just plug in the Y cable. There we go. And 4 more bolts. Man, it's hot down here. The heat after the storm. I should open my window. Or it could just be because I got people watching me build. You'd think I'd be used to it by now. They use a flavor of Clipper. Well, I've been reading about Clipper. I'm very torn what to do on this particular build, but my good friend Jason Morris is going to help me out. And I know that there's other people out there that I can go to talk to about various things when it comes to that. Am I intimidated by it? A little bit. Am I ready to do it? Yeah, I am. That's what that little space over, I'll show you in a minute. I've already reserved a space for it. It's on order. There's a little bit of a delay in the delivery because they said they've got so many orders lately that they're a little backlogged. So it was a 6-week lead time, and they've added 2 weeks to that lead time. And so for me, that means that my unit should ship sometime, not this coming week, but the following week. So we'll see. Clipper fanboy, yeah. I've heard really good things about it. So we'll see. I may be a convert. I just need to I just need a little bit of I think I just need to learn. I'm a pretty good study. I can pick up on things pretty quick usually. So this is going better now. Okay. Let's snug these up and we'll go to the next step. Seems like a boring part, but it's a boring part, but necessary part when you're building a printer, right? Some people don't like to do live builds. I like to do live builds because I don't want to edit out anything I do wrong. I don't want to edit any mistakes because you know what? In the real world, people are going to make mistakes. I'm always going to make mistakes. So do them live, and that way I can be held accountable for any little error I make. Here we go. And last one. Here we go. Oh, need a drink of water. The V Minion, is that the rat rig? That's the little rat rig one that looks like the Mini. Pretty cool looking machine. Okay. Install the other two access. Install the bottom shell. The two logos marked in the photo should be face up in the same direction. Okay, so what they're telling me is that the FLSUN logo right here and the FLSUN logo on this one. Where's the FLSUN logo on this one? Oh, on the plate, I suppose, is what they're talking about. So they want that. Lined up like that. There we go. Huh. Looks like that's not. Okay, well, these things have obviously got a little bit of warble in them. No, it doesn't feel like it. But I didn't like the look of that. So we're going to do this. Okay, the top shell should be installed in the guide rail. Yes, it should be. Okay. I need 4 screws from each axis. So let's just do this again here. See what I'm doing here. Okay, that's not quite. Man, I don't want to let that go. So no, okay. Wow. I'm going to get these screws started before I let go on this. See, because that other side just fell. There we go. Okay. So I got that one secured. Yeah, that's going to pull it in a little bit. So I wanted to hold that because this one needs to be pulled in. As it tightens up, it's going to suck the whole thing together. So there's a tiny little bit of flex in these. An assistant, nah. Assistant submission. Assistant. Who needs an assistant? Wow, it does seem like it's bowed quite a bit. Oh, there it goes. It's sucking it in. There we go. Get one in each for now, and that'll hold it in place. There we go. That's what she said. Hey, Dan. I'm sorry if I haven't said hi to you guys who have popped on. I'm concentrating more on the build necessarily than the people popping on and off. And if I missed you, I forgive you. But once I get the print going on this, we'll catch up with y'all. Can't believe I just said y'all. Oh man, it's warm. I think it's warm. I get whenever I'm doing something like this. I don't know. Is it just me? Is it a thing for other people? I just tend to sweat. Not that I'm nervous. I'm not nervous or anything, but I think it's just because it's sort of like work. Although I don't consider this work, I consider this fun. Does that make sense? Looks like my YouTube feed is frozen. But I think it's going everywhere else. Otherwise, people would tell me. I just want to see if that quality is still doing okay. Let's refresh that. There we go. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. 1, 2, 3, and we've got a fourth one back here. Hello. Hi. Okay, let's snug these up and we'll move on. Any requests? I will sing. Last time the requests I got were if I could sing solo. Solo, you can't hear me. And I said, yeah, no problem. 3. Okay, we're good there. This is a big, tall printer. Whoa. I need like a little step stool to put these in because it's giving me a little bit of a shoulder workout. Sudden flashbacks to your mugshot photo. Yes. Yes. Turn that off while I'm here. Why do they have... Is this a China thing? A North America? Why do they have the power? This is upside down, okay? So power down is on, power up is off. Is it just me or is that backwards? Huh? Did I already put one in there? No. Shouldn't it be power up on, power down off? How about you, Kieran, over where you are? Australia. How do your power things work? Is up on and down off, or is up off and down on? Is it backwards on the other side of the world is what I want to know. Is it an illuminated switch? I don't know. I'll let you know when I plug it in later. And number 4. There we go. Let's move on to this one. Down is on. Really? Really? So we're backwards here, or you're upwards here. Up is off. So are you backwards or are we backwards? Why are you asking Kieran? He's upside down all the time. Well, technically, from a global perspective, he is. Come on, get in the hole. There you go. From a global perspective, he's upside down compared to us. Turn it upside. It is upside down. No, I'm just curious. I don't care either way. I was just curious. Why, I just think it's funny that I've grown up that up is on and down is off. So, well, light switch for room where up is on. Now, there's another question, Kieran and Mika. On your light switches in your house, is up on and down off, or is it the opposite? See where these builds take us? We learn so much because we're such an international community. I love it. Sounds like a child is being tortured upstairs in my house. If you can all hear it, don't report anything because I think he's just playing. Can you guys actually hear that? I'm curious if the microphone is picking up noises through the floor. Let me know if you can hear that. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just curious. So I can go beat them later and say, hey, what are you doing? You probably heard that thump. There we go. Those are done. Down for lights as well as same in UK. Down for on. Wow, okay. Interesting. Okay. Next step. Push the bottom shell down to correct position. And so, I'm already ahead of there. Slide the touchscreen bracket nut. Oh, did I miss? No, I didn't. Did I miss a step? No. So here we are in the front. So I need to slide the touchscreen bracket nut onto the groove of the left of the axis. Okay, so I need to find somewhere, I'm going to assume in here. So here we are. Whoops, wrong one. This one. We have that's the leveling sensor dimmer thingy that goes on the hot end and he probes the bed. This is a touch screen. This is a magnet for the, this is what the touch screen is going to adhere to, whatever, stick to. So, so this looks like it goes down. We have the FLSUN side showing, so it's going to go down here. Okay. How far, I do not know. Come on, get in. Oh, don't screw it more. Oh, seriously? Come on. Seriously? Come on. There we go. Now, how far? I don't know. We'll just, since we're going to be at the top, we'll just leave it right there. See how that does. We can probably adjust that later. Oh, just missed the box. Just missed the box. Move the touchscreen back into 1/3 of the distance from the top shell. 1/3 of the distance. So we have this distance here. We have a half. We have a quarter. Archimedes method suggests that. Sure. That's going to have to work. One, not quite a third, but I'm pretty sure the third police aren't going to come and arrest me. Rotate the printer 180 degrees so the logo is facing the front. It hasn't told me to flip the printer over yet, though. But I got to rotate the printer 180 degrees. You guys ready for this? Okay. Let's see. Good evening, Dean. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. We would pick on Tim, but he's not watching all the chat, so it would be pointless. I'm checking on and off on the chat there, so you be careful. I got to have a drink of water. I got to flip that printer now. And it's not a light printer. Hang on. Where's my, hold on a sec. Somewhere over here. There we go. My sweat rag. It's hot down here. Whew. I'm a fat guy and it's hot. It heats up easy. Okay. Let's go. Let's flip this baby. And I think we're going to do something with... Oh, there goes the screen. Oh, there we go. Okay. Mr. Screen. You okay there? I think you wanted to be higher. That's okay. There we go. Let's go higher. Let's go about the third that they suggested I do. There, how's that? Look at that. There we go. Woohoo! Okay. That assistant sounding better about now. I know. Okay. We've got it flipped. Pull the parallel arm to both sides and install it on the slider. Pull the parallel arm to both sides and install it on the slider. Okay, so we have parallel arms. These guys. And they look like they're made out of, okay, somebody will tell me this. Carbon fiber, carbon steel. They're extremely light, but if I'm not mistaken, it almost looks like fishing pole material, but carbon something. But they're very light, but they look very strong. Anyways, I have 3 of those. Missed the box. Looks like they're the same on both ends. They don't say anything about differentiating ends. It looks like they've got a little bit of lube inside each one already. Okay. So what they're telling me to do is pull the spring this way and just like that. Okay. On all 3. Here. Will this other camera help you guys see better? Maybe, maybe not, but this will show you me putting this last one on. So I'll raise this up. And boom, we're on. Okay. You guys tell me which camera you like better. Anyways, now, same way. Install the effector module. The logo on the effector module must face forward. So this is forward for everything. Here is the effector module. There is the logo on the effector module, FLSUN. That is, you know what? If effectors are hot, this is one hot looking effector. This is well built. It's solid. I think that's called a volcano style hot end. Is that, you guys know better than me? I believe that's a volcano style hot end that's in there. But yeah, very nice. Nice. In the USA, Canada, and Mexico, the rest of North America, it is usual for an on position of the toggle switch to be up, whereas in countries such as the UK, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, it's down. The other camera was better. So this camera here, you think this camera here is a little better? I can raise that a little bit too. And I know you don't have to see my face this way, but I can raise this right about there, and you can see me doing the effector in here. So basically what this is saying is to have the FLSUN facing forward. So we have this, like that. Okay. We don't want to do that. And we don't want to do that. Wah, wah, wah. So obviously, I've got to keep a hold while doing it so they don't pop off. And then, I know some of you are saying this is where that assistant comes in handy, but we don't all have that. There we go. All have that privilege. There we go. Made it. We have the logo facing forward, forward. I like that Stream Deck. I can just switch between cameras because you guys I know like to see my face once in a while. So, ducks look good. What ducks? Which ducks? So patriot of me. Volcano style. Thanks, Liam. Cool. Okay, so we got the effector all hooked up here. I think we're getting close. Now we got to do the wiring. The wiring is pretty simple. I learned this from the F5, and they've got this all pretty much color coded. So let's bring this a little closer for you guys, and we'll go like that. So we got the wiring all tied up on the top here. So I'm just gonna. It's just a twist tie. I mean, you can't really see it, but all it is a twist tie holding the wiring right here. You see it hanging down there now. Hang on. Sorry guys. I'm Canadian. I say sorry a lot. So there we go. You can see the wire that was just hanging right here. They just had a twist tie holding it up to the top of the printer there. And I missed the box. Go figure. So it's pretty simple here. And here's another twist tie. They twist tie backwards too. Okay, here's a twist tie. When I tie twist ties, I turn them clockwise. Do, do, do. Okay? Untie a twist tie, counterclockwise. Every time I get a printer and they have a twist tie, it's backwards. Anyways, either that or I'm backwards. So, okay, and this is pretty straightforward. You match the color to the color of the plug. Okay, so yellow, which is one of the, that looks like it's a thermistor. Yellow, yellow. Red, which looks like it's one of the, no, red is the heater cartridge. First of all, let's undo this twist tie here. Oh, now this twist tie is done up the right way. Make me a liar. Huh. Okay. Let's get that Bowden tube out of the way for now. Red is the heater cartridge. Okay, and then we have black. Two different styles of black, which are the fans. So I'm going to assume, because they're both fans, doesn't make a difference which goes to where, because they're both exactly the same style plug. But we'll find out. Fan to fan. Could read the instructions to see if there is a difference, but why would I do that? Then we have the white to the white, which is the hot end fan versus the parts cooling. And then we have one stray white left over, and that stray white that's left over is the leveling sensor. So, yeah. FLSUN SR mat. Okay. Wow, I gotta open a window or something. You know what I gotta do? Hang on one sec, guys. It's just little, it's warm down here, and I think it's because I'm working. We had a storm. We don't normally get humidity here. But I'm going to give myself a cheat here. Got these, and I don't remember where. This is the coolest little thing. It's rechargeable. Pops up. Locks into place. Do this, hit the power button, and I have a fan. Oops, that's right in the way. And I have a fan to cool myself off. It's my biggest fan. I love it. Now it's in the way of the chat. That's okay. I'll put it over here. There we go. That's much better. That is nice. Okay. Install the main cable connector. So we have a cable down here. So back on the bottom here. Sorry, wrong camera. This one. On the bottom here, we have a cable, which is going to connect all of the motors to the main board, which is up top. So this guy goes in right up here, and there's only one way it'll go, because there is a little nibby right there, and the little nibby is right there. And then we just screw that in. Line up the nibby and you're good to go. I like that technical term, nibby. So yeah, don't bother me about it. Okay. Put the main cable into the groove on the axis. Oh, okay. So basically what they're saying is to take this cable and run it down twist it in, and it should just, there we go. Keep it out of the way. let me back that camera up a little bit. There we go. So it just runs that down that groove so it doesn't get in the way of anything, and yeah, much neater looking. Oh, really? With them getting hot. I wonder what they've made to change, how they've changed it. Okay, that's good. Install the extruder with M4/8. The extruder, here we are. And it does have a filament sensor here. So this looks like it's going to go. Oh, there we are. I see. Okay. So the PTFE tube, a little bit of PTFE tubing right up top here. Oh, and you can't really see that there, can you? There's a little piece of PTFE tubing coming from the top. It's going to go feed into the filament sensor. And there's a little couple clips that hang the extruder right off of there. Okay. And it looks like then we just use a couple M4/8s to tighten that. It's a little low. There we go. Yep, and it says PTFE tubing and the filament detection sensor entrance must be aligned, which they are. Right there. And we just tighten that up with a couple M4/8s. There we go. PTFE tubes lined with the filament sensor. We're good. I'm guessing now they're going to want me to, I don't know. Now we got to bring this up. Feed the PTFE tubing in here. Do we have a, did they give me a lock tumor thingy? Let's have a look in the bag and see if I got one. A retainer clip. I got a cleaning cloth. Oops. I got a cleaning cloth. I got an extra PTFE tube. I got zip ties with a nozzle cleaning needle. I've got an extra heater cartridge. I have an extra hot end thermal temperature probe tumor thingy, and I have some grease. I have a brush, I guess, for who knows. I have a micro SD card with a reader, and I have clips. I have clips. I'm going out of order of their steps, but that's okay. So there we go. Okay, so we have the clip for that, to put that in, which is great. Yeah, lots of extra parts, which is great so far. I don't know where these, yeah, we have a clip down here already, so the clip here. Don't need one here. Well, I guess I could put one here, but I don't really need it. So it looks like there's tons of spare parts, which is great. Okay, plug in the filament sensor detection cable, plug in the extruder cable, push the PTFE tube. I've already done that. So what we'll do is we'll go over here and we'll plug in up top here. Really hard to mess these two up because one's bigger, one's smaller. So this is the filament sensor cable, which I can't see. I'm just going to turn this a bit. Can you guys see in there? Yeah, you can see right in here. I'm plugging up here. That's the small white cable. Oh, turn it around the right way would help. Okay, extruder motor. Run that through the little hole in there, which is convenient. Turn it around the right way. The wires always seem to be twisted. Oh, no, maybe that was the right way. Come on. No, that wasn't the right way. There we go. Extruder cable motor mounted. Extruder cable motor mounted. The brush must be for your hair. Too big. Okay. Push the PTFE tube in, retain it with the clip. We've done that. Tie the PTFE tube and the main cable together at the location marked in the photo. So they want me to tie the main cable and this PTFE right about here, just above where all the wires come. I guess that's so this doesn't flop around. Okay, so we'll take one of their zip ties. How the heck with that? Take one of my zip ties. We'll tie this up here. Right in about there. Careful not to pinch that PTFE tube too tight. Clip this off. There we go. Okay. Assemble the filament holder. Not that you have to see this, but hey, here, let's just, because you're just assembling the filament holder. It's just a standard, really cheapo, 2 pieces of metal, 2 M48 screws. Nothing exciting to see here. Hey, Mike. How are you? Glad to dropping in. And Dougal, Nunavut. Oh, very cool. How are you, Dougal? Thanks for popping by. Okay, this is going to be funny. Install the filament sensor. View from the top. That does not help. The orientation of the filament sensor should be as shown in the photo. Okay, so here's where we're going to get funny, guys. That is a tall printer. I'm going to bring this over. One of the best things I've ever bought in my life. Okay, if you guys haven't seen this, this is it's called a little giant ladder, and it's a step stool. And it's great because it folds out as a step stool, has a handle that folds up, and it is solid. Holds about 900 pounds. So we're going to get up here and install the filament holder on the top because I can't see it from the bench. I'm short. So they're saying, and it should be pretty obvious the way it goes in. I mean, it's got to go in that way. So the filament spools and comes off the printer this way. So, and see, they're not pajamas, it's just shorts. Whoever said they were pajamas earlier. Okay. Let's just get this on here. Hope my belly doesn't show through. Come on, find the hole. Oh, let's put a leg up on the bench here. This will be a good view for you guys. There, it's better support though. I'm going to turn this. Oh, this is a tall printer. Oh my goodness. I'm hoping, see if the spool of filament will fit in there. Oh yeah, lots of room here. Or do they want me to go this way? No, it goes this way. Okay, because up, it's pretty cool what's up here. I'll show you. This is worth seeing. The top of this. I kind of like what I'm seeing, the filament path here. Let me get this spool holder tied in here. The top feels, I'm just going to check these bolts while I'm up here to make sure everything's tight. Of course, that's not the right size. And of course, that's not the right size. Oh, accident ready to happen here, guys. How often do you see this? Oh, I'm glad I'm not using the other camera. Yeah, no kidding. I just want to, there we are. Oh, no. I just want to make sure these, there we go. All these upper bolts are tight while I'm up here because shipping, things happen, things loosen up. I could pull this top plate off because that's where all the electronics and motherboard and everything are, but I don't really do that. I can show you guys it, but I couldn't explain to you guys what things are under there. I'm not that technically inclined yet. And some people will criticize me and say, well, part of a build should be explaining, you know, what's in it, what kind of a board. Is it 32-bit? Is it 8-bit? Yada, yada, yada. Silent stepper drivers, which this does have, but you can look that stuff up on the interwebs on their site and find that all out. I'm just here to show you the build and show you how it goes together and how it prints. There we go. So what's up here that I'll show you, I'm going to switch while I'm up here. Oh, God. Bench. There's that camera you said. You're glad it's not this camera view. Oh. Okay, here on top, it's pretty cool. So here we go on top of it. So we have the filament holder on top here. So the spool of filament is going to come, but right here, whoops, I have floppy camera syndrome. Right here is like a filament guide path. So basically the filament's going to feed down through here, off the spool, through here, and then it's going to come out through the filament sensor. It's going to come out through this PTFE tube, through the filament sensor, straight down in. So it's a really cool straight path from the spool. So it's not going to come over and in, straight through here, which is pretty cool. We'll see how that works out. So let's put that down there. Let's get off this ladder. Oh. But we'll leave it here, because who knows, I may need it when I go to load the filament. Floppy camera. FLSUN also switched boards after the initial run. They did? Okay, I wasn't aware of that. Okay. Have I told you it's hot in here? That's right. Okay, so we got that down. Remove the protective film from the hotbed. Oh, this is cool too. So we have the front of it here. We got a little parts drawer, which is kind of nice. Okay. Remove the protective film. I don't do that whole film porn thing, guys. I just sort of go, and then I use it as a lint remover. Okay. Here's my tip of the day. These protective sheets make great lint removers. I think the assembly's done. Okay, default voltage of the printer is 230 volts. We got to switch it to the 110. I'm not going to bring a camera, but I'll show you. It's right around behind here, and it's massive letters. 230, 115. You cannot miss it. If you miss it, send the printer back. or send it to me, and then you just take a little wrench or something and flip it over to 115. Same as most printers we get here. I've only received two printers, I believe, that were set to the proper voltage for North America. So, shaky hands. Do I have shaky hands? I never noticed. I'm going to start up the printer, Matt. Patience. Patience. Come on. Don't piss me off right now. I don't piss off easy. Okay. Use diagonal pliers to clean the filaments off the nozzle. There is no filament in the nozzle. I guess I got to plug it in. I have a plug right here. I happen to have a plug ready. Just kidding. Okay. Okay. Power on. And whoever was asking, yes, the power switch does light up. Okay. Right over here, you'll see. Okay, we have, this comes on, this. Why, oh why, did they put that on so tight? So there's the screen when we power it up. Whoop, 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 whoop. Pretty cool. Okay. And it looks like, too, speaking of spare parts, we have spare screws. So, good. Okay, guys, let's look at this. Okay. Connect the leveling switch. Use pliers to clean the nozzle. There's nothing on the nozzle. So now we're going to find our leveling switch wherever I put it. Right here, right in front of me. So we're going to connect the leveling switch right here, like so. And this goes underneath. There is a little connector right there. Basically, it just connects. There's a magnet, all magnetized. Boom, just like so. Okay. Install the leveling switch according to on the photo. I just did that, so that's all I did. Just install the leveling switch according to the photo. I had the plug. Did I tighten everything? Yes, I did. Tighten everything as far as what? Yeah. I haven't tightened all these. I guess I could check. Make sure all this stuff is... These are all pretty good. Guess that's not a bad idea, Joe. Let's just go through and see. Nothing really loose so far. No, good. Good. No, these all have lock washers. Two of them have lock washers. The top two don't. When I checked the belt tensions earlier, the belt tensions all seemed even and nice. Good tension, even on all of them. I know that was an issue if you have uneven belt tension on these things. Those are all snug. I'm not going to play with these because, yeah, no. So that seems good. Yeah, and everything seems pretty snug. I don't even think this is the right size for those ones, so I'm not going to mess with those right now. No. It is interesting. It's interesting how they've, the belts. So the belts are not adjustable as far as overall length. I don't know if you'll be able to see this so clear, but the belts, if you look at the end of the belts, these are just some things I'm noticing. If you look at the end of the belts there, how they go on there. So you see right in here, it's a continuous loop belt. So it's not like you take it off and then you have to tension it here. It's a continuous loop belt that loops around there. So these are fixed length belts with tensioners down here. Whoops. That you can tighten them up if need be. Pretty cool. They didn't skimp on the belts, that's for sure. Was there any grease for the rails? Yes. There was a tube of grease, I'm assuming for the rails, but right now the rails look like they are extremely well greased. Oh yeah, they are well greased. Oh, that's not bad grease either. Wonder where they get that. No, the rails are well greased. So we're going to come on here. We're going to click the tools icon. Tools. Auto level. Okay. Click auto leveling on the subpage. Please plug in the leveling switch before auto leveling. Yes. And there we go. Hey, Ammon. Glad to see you on here. I'm glad you're on here because guess what filament I'm going to throw on here first? Guess what filament's going on this thing first? Not their sample roll. So now the printer is going to do its auto bed level. Interestingly enough, it's not heating the bed, but again, it's not leveling with a nozzle. So I don't know how they allow for bed heat expansion. I don't know. Just following the instructions. Okay. So it's going to go through an auto leveling. If it's anything like the Q5, it goes around a few times. In the meantime, let me go get some filament. I think we're going to throw on there. Let's see. We'll grab it from over here. I really want to try this. What's doing now? Did it finish auto leveling? No, I think it's going to go up and do some more auto leveling. In the meantime, we're going to start with this filament here. Matter 3D Performance PLA in the gray. So, looks really... Oh, is this black? Helps if I grab the right roll. I want gray. Huh. Where do I put the gray? I got too much filament here, guys. White. Black. There it is. There it is. No, that's black. Oh, there we are. Gray. 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 So we're going to throw on it. So it's going through again, I guess, a second leveling cycle. I guess, and I guess you only have to do this once, unless something changes. The bed, the build plate, whatever. Speaking of that, I'll double check these. I shouldn't do that while it's leveling. I should have done that before it's leveling, but I'm going to assume all these are tight. And I know what you're going to say about assume, so that's okay. Or you can see my face while we're doing this, while it's doing its leveling thing. Turn this a little bit. There we go. Here, you know what we'll do? I need a remote that I can use to zoom my camera in. There. We'll do that. Okay. I assume we're done then? Please plug in leveling switch, confirm, blah, blah, blah. Remove leveling switch and disconnect connector, auto leveling finished. Now we got to remove this, unplug this, keep this in a safe place. I don't know if this is the same one that would work on the Q5 or not, so, or if they're both different. Have to look into that. Okay, and move Z0. Now we have to go according to this, and we have to move to Z0. Please remove leveling switch before, because if you don't, it's going to make an awful lot of noise. And yes. Now we're going to go down. I'm going to need a sheet of paper. We'll just use this one. I have a gauge. I should bring my gauge home someday. Okay, now that we're here, we are going to put a piece of A4 paper in. We're going to adjust Z0. So basically, on the bottom here, there's one that says adjust Z. So we're going to hit adjust. And then we're going to want to move it. Now we have 0.1, plus 0.1, minus 0.1, 0.05, plus 0.05. So we're going to go to the big one first. Minus 1, because we are a fair ways from that paper yet. So I can... Okay, we're getting close, so I'm going to move down to the finer adjustment. There we go. A little tight, a little loose. Okay, that's probably, I'm going to say that's a bit tight because I think there's going to be some heat expansion on that bed when I heat it up. So I'm going to go up plus 0.5, and we're going to call that a day. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And then we're going to go save. So that saves the Z offset. So, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Save, return to home page. We're ready to load some filament, guys. Finally. Now, is there a preheat process in this? Why turn on the power? Now it says turn on the power. Anyways, now it says turn on the power. Silly thing. Oh, you know what I should do? I'm not going to do gray. I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to do the white. It'll be easier to see on camera. Same filament, Matter 3D PLA, just in the white. Okay. Really excellent Canadian-made filament. Right here in the good old Western Canada, British Columbia. See if I can do this without the step stool. Oh, just fits. Oh, I'm surprised. It's a tight fit. Their spools are a little big, a little bigger than the normal, but it does fit. Now we're going to feed that down through that hole. There we go. Through the filament sensor. Oh, you guys can't see that, can you? Maybe this way. There we go. So we're just feeding it down through the hole in the top, through the filament sensor. I think I'm going to preheat this thing first here. Okay, let's see how this menu works here. Okay, let's go. I already saved it. What? I hit save. And it didn't take. It's showing that my Z offset is 335.5. Let's do this again. I'm sure I hit save, but it obviously didn't take. That would have been a little bit high. I would have been printing in the air just a little. So let's do this again. Well, it did take, because that was where my Z0 was. Yeah, it must have. Save. I thought it said it was going to go back to the home screen automatically. Obviously, it didn't. So, okay, we'll go back, and we'll go heat. It's got a PLA preset here. Let's see what it does. It's going to go 220 and 60. That's okay. I like running this filament at 220. I run the Matter 3D filament a little hot because it's a more pure filament than the standard stuff you're going to get. So we'll let that heat up. And that's kind of cool. This thing, it's got a rotatable. Oops, you guys can't see. It's got a rotatable magnetic thing on here, right? So you can actually have this at an angle like this, and then I can bring it over here so actually I can see it as well as you can probably just slightly see it on screen. Yeah, it was showing the current Z Dougal. I just kind of freaked me out because it was still on the screen where it said save, and I assumed that after I hit that save, it would have gone back to the previous screen, but it didn't. But that's okay. We're all good. Do a litho, Matt? No, I'm doing a test print. Okay, this one fan, the hot end fan, is a little loud. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's a high pitch. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's a little loud. It's a high pitch noise from that hot end fan. I got to turn this way and make sure I'm not cooling off the hot end. Yeah, that's a loud fan. That's really loud. Yeah, and that's just the nature of the beast. It's not like it's loose or anything. No, it's just a loud fan. That might have to be changed. Meanwhile, let's open up the SD card. We'll see what's on it. They should have some test files on here. It's like a no-name. It's just, they're so no-name. It's a blank, generic, no-name SD card. Even a gold sticker with nothing on it. So, and where does it go in? The front, the back, the side? Oh, not there. Holy cow. So it has a USB. It does take a USB stick, but apparently you can't print from a USB stick. I was watching Neary's, Chris Neary's Today's 3D Print about that. And yeah, so the micro SD drive or slot is way back here. Why they don't just put a little slot up here, down here somewhere? Be more, even if they could throw an SD card slot in here somewhere, but it's right in the very back. But no big deal. That high pitched sound is gone on the fan now. Maybe it just had to lube its way in. Okay, we have a 220 hot end, so let's continue feeding the filament in. Boy, is that ever tight. I'm just going to see if they have a feeding feature here. Extrude. Here we're pulling filament now. I'm trying to feed it by hand, but this is tight. I don't want to. Yeah, one of this. I kind of like the extruders with a knob on them so you can turn them, because this, I've got nothing to give leverage on this to open this up. I'll fight with that later. Meanwhile, I don't want to mess anything up, or with my luck, I'll break something. That's just not opening up too fat. That's almost like it's. Anyways, we'll get filament coming out here. I know this is a slow and painful way, but for some reason I can't seem to open the extruder to feed the filament in by hand. It seems very tight, but here we got filament coming out now. There we go. It's funny, white's coming out. I don't know if they even had filament in here if they tested it. There we go. Okay. Let's see what's on the card, shall we? Yeah, let's move this guy closer. See what's on this card. Wow, a card that goes in right way up instead of upside down. Okay. Let's see what we got. Okay. Print. Okay, folders. So it looks like we have folders. Test G code. Test G code. Connector buckle. Tube sleeve. Knurling. Looks like a knurling nut. Let's see what else we got. What's in the third folder? Nothing. Fourth folder. Nothing. Looks like all the other folders are empty. So let's do the nut. Just see how well it goes. Print. Oops, that was in the second folder. Print. Okay. And it says it's going to take, it's not telling me how long it's going to take. Here we go. Let's see what we get here, guys. I should have my close-up camera hooked up for this one. Okay, right away. I thought that Z was a bit high, but it might be okay. Can I get this any lower for you guys? That stray string there was, it didn't do a purge line, so I'm sure that's something that can be set. There we go. Now they talk about slicing, and it looks like on the card it comes with Cura as a standard slicing. I'll be using, I'll be slicing with a Prusa slicer. Let's see what this does. Let's give it a go. It's awful bright there, isn't it? Maybe this other camera. Let's see. Let me add another camera view to that, because I can. Sleep is overrated, yeah. Sometimes. Yeah, I sorry for that glare there, guys. Just give me a second. I'm going to fix it. So I'm going to add a camera to this one. I believe it's camera 2. No. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna get gutsy here. Oh, might work, might not work. No. No, it won't work what I was going to do. It's very quiet, other than you hear a little bit of, which is, I think, the Z. Or no, that's probably retractions. That's probably the stepper motor for the extruder doing the retractions. There we go. I'm going to bring this one in a little closer, guys. Maybe this will give a little better view here, too, from this angle. There we go. There she goes, picking up a bit of speed now. And let's see if I can get rid of some reflection here. If I bring this around this side, still a bit of reflection there. Now that thumping, this spool roll, show you right up here. This spool roll is just, it's sort of wider than your standard spool roll. So it's just the thumping you hear as the spool comes along and it pulls and then it thumps into place. It's just a tad bit too wide for this spool holder. But then that's one thing I don't like, is that the spool holders on this one, and it happened on the Q5 too, it was just narrow enough for a specific size spool. I want to create a little wider spool holder so that it'll take these spools that are a little bit wider. So, yeah. Now, look at this thing run now. It's going fast. Yeah, that little buzz, 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 that's just the, that's retractions. That's the Z-stepper retracting. But otherwise, it's silent. The loudest thing on here is the fan underneath. That's going to be the power supply fan. Did I center it in the printer? No. That's the this sample file that came with it. So it's whatever. I didn't create the G code for this, so. Let me make this window a little bigger. Move it over here. I wish I. There we go. I wish I put my close-up camera on. My close-up camera would be pretty good. That one's not bad. It keeps jumping in and out of focus, though. But I can't hook up my close-up camera now without restarting OBS. But I'm glad the video resolution issue is kind of better. Still looks like it's only showing about 720p, though, so. I think I'm going to like this printer. I think I'm going to keep my Deltas and sell off all my other little guys. Haha. so far so good. We'll see what the print quality, but yeah, this I'm running at 220, 60-degree bed. It's shooting. Oh, this actually gives out. Let me see if I can pull this down in front of this camera. It's actually giving out a live, right on the top right there, a live speed as it goes. So 140 millimeters a second, 75 millimeters a second. So 160 millimeters a second on the infill, right up to 180. So you can actually see a live speed feed out as it's going. So anywhere from 75 millimeters up to 180 millimeters a second. Nice. So then I can actually, under the operation, I can control while it's running. I can up the speed, I can up the fan speed, and I can up the change the temperature. So I can adjust temperature on the fly, I can adjust the fan on the fly, and the speed on the fly. I can adjust the Z on the fly for my first layer. I can pause the print and I can cancel the print. So we are at 4 minutes and 4.3 on the Z. We're at 22%, 23% of the print. Yeah, that live readout is pretty cool, but that's sort of the screen. It looks better in person, of course, the color. But it's a nice looking screen. Let's see. If you push it 80 millimeters per second, par cooling starts to fail on little prints. Okay, that makes sense. Is a Delta big enough to print your droids? Probably not. Well, it is. I can print the multi-part ones, but not the full pieces. No, none of my other printers can print those full pieces until I get this rat rig built. Aren't Deltas harder to maintain? I don't know. I've only owned my Deltas for a short period of time, so I can't really answer that. I think they're not as easily for persons like me to troubleshoot because of the fact it's a Delta. But time will tell. Time will tell. So far so good. Happy with it. This little stray piece here annoys me. I want to pull it off, and I might. But that's just, as I say, it didn't do a purge line, which I always like to do. Here. No. On my luck, I'll pull it, and it'll free it. It'll pull the print off the bed. So I'm not. I'm going to leave it. I'm anal that way. But look at this thing fly. Look at that filament. Oh, it's hard. Man, it's hard to see on the camera, but that is beautiful color. Let's see if I can get an angle over here. There we go. Oversized nut and bolt model, Karen, it is. Okay, I guess I can sit down and chat with you guys while you watch this. You don't need to see my face, but if you want to see my face, I can do the odd hi. I can peek through here and say, I see you. But otherwise, you're going to just see my gut. So live with it. Deal with it. It is racing superly. Yes. It's going along pretty quick. It's quiet. The loudest noise on it right now is the fan. Here, I'll just let's do this because hey, I'm the star of the show. But actually, what I'll do, look, I'll put that close-up camera in the corner here so we can talk. seeing those legs again. Oh, Karen, don't tempt me. Because you know what I'll do if you make another comment like that. Jeez. I will show you more leg than you will Is this the one or is this the one? I think that's the one. That's the one. Here, let's put that down in the corner here. And let's just do that. There we go. I think that'll work. So you can see me talking. You dare me. Hang on. If I fall, it's your fault. Oh, there's some leg. All muscle. Has to be to hold this up. Yeah. Anyways. So far, so happy with this printer, guys. How's the lighting? I've got a light right here, and I've got a light right over here. So basically, boom, boom. I think it looks pretty good. There's no glare here. I've cut down the glare on the screen behind me. So I think the lighting's looking pretty good. No holes in the socks. No holes in the socks. No, I'm a sock snob. As soon as I get the slightest hole, boom, they're gone. I like my socks. Well, thank you. The audio is great. I can pull this over here. Sounds like a train going by. Now the audio is going to be a little cleaner because the mic's straight above me now. So I love that rail system. Now I just got to work on a overhead camera. So anybody else, excuse me, anybody else in chat have a Delta? I'm curious because Matt asked if Deltas are harder to maintain. Let's see, where's that question right there? So are Deltas harder to maintain? I don't know, Matt. Now, if anybody else in chat has a Delta or has experience with Deltas that can answer that. And Kieran, you did. Track mounting would work. And I love that idea. I never thought of, though, I use the extrusions from an old CR20 Pro printer I tore apart. And I just threw all the parts in a box and said, one day I'm going to need these parts. I'm the kind of guy, I don't throw anything out that could potentially have use someday. And then what I did is I made my own little plastic clips for them and joined them together. And my goal was to make a rail system for that microphone that cost me 0 cents, $0. And that's what I did. Worked out good. I had to 3D print a couple parts. So, what do we have going on here? Whoops, no experience with Deltas on Chris. And then Dougal's got the Q5 and QQS from FLSUN. Have you had any issues with servicing them, or are they pretty simple? I think it's just, there goes that spool again. It scared the crap out of me. Anyways, Eamon, if you're watching, make your spool holders a little narrower. No, I'm just kidding. No, we got. These companies need to make their spool holders just that little bit wider. So, and no experience with Deltas there. A CNC Delta that I'm still learning how to use. Cool. I got to build a CNC. I got to figure out how to use it. 9 months, not really. At least 9 months. Okay. Yes, I have something I can make the clips with. Perfect. Now I got to figure out the overhead camera. Yeah, the spool holders need to be wider on a lot of these printers. It's not just this one. I've seen that on a few of them. Ender 3 and Ender 5 Plus. Small print beds on the Delta. Yeah, this one is pretty good maintenance. Good to know. Yeah, this print bed is there's a formula. Oh, man, and I forget what it was. Chris, today's 3D print, Chris Neary's, he mentioned the formula. You take the Delta size, which I think this is 230, and you multiply it by a number, and it gives you an equivalent in a rectangular bed size that you would put in your slicer software. Yeah. Once properly set up, not much additional work needed. And that's what I've heard, especially with the bed leveling too. Where's my tape measure? I believe it's 230. Yeah. Well, where's the specs? I wonder if it tells me in the specs here. Well, here they are. So yeah, 260. So it's a 260 Delta size. So it's a 260 now, but again, there's a formula. You multiply that by a specific number. The 260, 330 high. That's a nice build volume height. But you got to multiply the 260 to get an equivalency of a rectangular bed, because you're 260 on a circle, 260 circumference, not circumference, radius, circumference, radius. No. Anyways, you math geniuses out there would know. Where's Liam? He would be all over this. Yeah, so 230 or 260 by 330. What else? Comes with a standard 0.4 nozzle. Filament support. It supports PLA, ABS, PET-G, and wood. I've yet to run wood filament successfully. It's just me. Diameter. Thank you, Mike. Diameter. Okay. Diameter, and then radius. Radius is the outer dimension, if I'm not mistaken, right? It's all to do with pi equals. Anyways, pi. I said pi. So we're good for up to 255 on the nozzle, up to 100 Celsius on the bed. What else is on here? Online or storage card offline. Online storage. It means you can plug it in with a USB. 300 watt power supply. It does have a resume printing after power failure. It's got auto leveling, filament sensing detector. Yep. So not a bad build volume at all. You could probably get away with printing the droid parts on this plate if you did the 200 millimeter slices that Mr. Badley has done for them. Pie or round, cake or square? I like that answer. Okay, circumference is the outside. Diameter is left to right. Radii, distance from center to the outside, half of the diameter. So where does pi come into play in a circle? Is like, I know there's something in to do with pi. Arion wood works great for you. I haven't tried their brand. I only tried one brand of wood filament. Mind you, last time I tried wood filament, I was just brand new into 3D printing, and I thought it was going to be as easy as printing PLA. And I ran it through a standard nozzle. I didn't adjust, and anyways, and I think that was just my inexperience with running it. I'm sure I could successfully run it today, because I've run carbon fiber, PET-G, ABS, all sorts of things successfully. So pi x radius squared equals area. Pi times radius squared. So the radius pi times radius squared equals the total area of the circle. Okay, cool. I'll need to know that, because if I'm ever eating a pie, I need to know how much pie I've eaten. By the time you're end of the stream, you may be able to pass basic geometry for sure. So here, I should be popping these things up on the screen. I'm not doing anything but sitting here. So radius is outside to the center. Diameter is outside to outside across the middle. Multiply the radius by pi to find the outside circumference. Oh, okay. Or you could just use a flexible tape measure. Same thing. No. Very cool. Blackberry cobbler from Bluebell. One of my favorite pies. I love blueberry pie, and I love a good cherry pie. You'll have eaten all the pie. No need to do the math. I agree. That's true. Once you start a pie, you can't not stop. Wood oozes like crazy. Yes. You know, I'll tell you a story in a second here. The math would depress me, yeah. It's funny, old curmudgeon, the first time I ran wood filament, you guys have probably all run this. Let me find one. I didn't keep it. Show you how naive I used to be. Karen, keep your comments to yourself. I'm kidding. So one of the coolest prints that I used to think, one of the coolest prints that I ran when I was first starting in 3D printing, I don't even remember where I got these, probably on Thingiverse somewhere, but are these things here. You guys have seen them. They're the little spinners, the print in place, boom, purple one. Okay, I'm sure everybody out there who's 3D printing has printed one of these. Or if not, they're fun. Print them. They print in place, and it's actually a good test of your printer's tolerance. Anyways, you'll laugh at it now, but I was so naive way back when I first started 3D printing that I said, oh, this would be cool to print in wood filament. So can you guess how that turned out when I printed one of these in wood? It printed right to the finish, but can you guess what happened? Do you think it spun? So that's true, Kieran. I don't know why Jason's not here. Yeah, but needless to say, the one I printed in wood filament, it printed, it finished, but there was no way on this God's good earth that it was ever going to spin. So that was my first lesson in wood filament. And I believe, oh gosh, maybe the filament may still be sitting on my shelf over there somewhere. I'm not sure. So could very well be. Let me adjust this camera here. We're getting a little taller here. Looks like the nut is finished. Don't say it, Kieran. The nut is finished. We're just working on the bolt. You have a B-trap video printed in wood PLA. They ignore non-wood materials for some reason. They can sense it. Weird. A B-trap video printed in wood PLA. They ignore but they don't ignore wood materials. That's because there's really real wood in it. So the nut is operating the printer. I'm going to remember that. My next live draw, your name might not make it on the wheel, Built Over Bot. Here, I need witnesses. In case anybody didn't see what he's saying about me. That hurts, man. It really hurts. No scent. Scent, yeah. I'll be doing a demo and video of this product in the near future. I have some giveaways for this too, so stay tuned for that. Really, really good product. A lot of people say you shouldn't have to use it. It's expensive, blah, blah, blah. It goes a long way, and it's a whole lot neater and cleaner than tape, and it gives you a really good first layer finish. The retraction you use the same as PLA. The pressure advance was a large value, though. Yeah, okay. Matt German, thank you for popping in. Appreciate it. I will try a lithophane on this. I'm not very good at lithophanes. I may need some tips and tricks from you. Like, for instance, what's the best software to use? But I really, really want to get into printing lithophanes. I want to offer it to my customers at my other business. So you and I can talk, Matt, someday when you have time. Have a great night. Eamon, I'm not sure if you're still watching, but so far your filament's printing beautiful. You built one in regular PLA, didn't catch a single one last year. Wow. You're 60 seconds behind on the stream? Is my lag time that much? Let's see. Okay, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Huh. I should do some streams about my other business as well. Yeah, that would be on a separate channel, I think. Initially, my channel DWIT was going to be about both because if you look at some of my old logos, it was just DWIT. It wasn't DeWitt 3D, and it was just DeWitt Think It, Make It, which would have worked on my other channel because their logo, because I make stuff, right? Stickers, banners, posters. I could teach people all about how to prep a file for your service provider. As far as if you want to get a banner made, I can teach you how to prep your file so you get a good quality banner. I could teach you about bleed and business cards if you're ordering business cards. There's so much. I've been in that business all my life. I mean, we're speaking 40 plus years. But I think now that I have branded as DeWitt 3D, I could always, I guess, do more. But no, I've often thought of that because I did do a video one time years ago before I even knew much about YouTube. And I did a video showing mounting, and this was way back before we even had the good equipment. It was hand mounting and hand laminating posters onto Coroplast. And I got like 10,000 plus views on that video that I just threw up on YouTube out of the blue, and it was like, holy crap. So I've been considering that, but I don't know whether I would do it on this channel or if would that be an add-on to this channel? Is that something that the 3D community would be interested in? Although in a way it is a crossover because 3D people like to order shirts. They like to order stickers, banners for when they do the shows and stuff. So maybe that's, it's not a bad idea. I've thought of it, but I just haven't really pursued it much. But it may not be a bad thing to do because it'd be so easy for me to set up cameras at my office to show what we do. Whenever we have customers in there in the production area, they're always like, wow. So no, I don't have another channel. Not at the moment, no. No buffer while you were away. Thingiverse 2718124 to avoid failure. I'll have to look at that. You cannot seem to get your heat vinyl to hold up long term, so you could learn a lot from those videos. Now, when you say heat vinyl, do you mean vinyl that you're heating onto clothing? Is that what you mean, BuildOverBot? Print on fabric. I've looked into the direct to fabric printing printers. They're expensive as all get out. I'm looking at for my other business, we are looking at a UV printer that prints directly onto any materials up to 7 inches thick, 24 by 36, so we can do direct printing on Coroplast and on different substrates and medias. So lithophane helper. Okay, I'll have to look that up. 2718124. I'll just go back through the chat after. Heat press on clothing. Okay. Are you now heat press on clothing? Do you actually have a heat press? And and again, it depends on the vinyl you're buying, what brand vinyl you're buying, where you're buying it. Are you printing the vinyl, printing and cutting and then heat pressing it, or are you using an iron? I mean, there's so many different variables, and depending on the equipment you're using, what vinyl and what materials you want to use. So yeah, there's a whole topic right there for printing on vinyl. These ones here, these last, I've only had these so long, but these so far they've lasted well over 20, 30 wash cycles, and I guess they can handle up to 100, 150 wash cycles before they even start fading. So your wife is misbehaving. You get periodic buffering. Oh, okay, with an even apparently good signal. Oh, your Wi-Fi. I thought I said your wife is misbehaving. Your Wi-Fi. Could be both. You have some idea how we could mess with UV printing. Brian Baker, hello. Did you just get on here? You obviously see what we built tonight. I'm going to look into the UV printer in the fall when things start picking up again. So we'll talk. That's not a guaranteed thing. I haven't even priced it out yet. I have a feeling we're speaking 20, 30 grand for the printer I'm looking at. So we'll see. Yes, The Apprentice. You need to talk about some decals for your RC hobby. Absolutely, for sure. I've helped a lot of people on this channel out with decals. I'm in the midst of helping some people out. So the beauty of it is my lovely wife, Maria, she's a graphic designer, web developer, graphic designer, marketing expert. So we're kind of we work hand in hand and work well together. You have a heat press and use a plotter to cut it. So you're basically plotting vinyl without printing on it, plotting it, reverse plotting it, weeding it, masking it, heat pressing it. Yeah, so yeah, again, depending on the brand you're using, there's all kinds of different things that could be going wrong, could not be going wrong, whether it's a cold pull, a hot pull, et cetera, et cetera. So, but yeah, you're right. There's a lot of things that could be taught on a channel or on this channel. Perhaps it's another, a different series to teach with that. But I'm going to give that some serious thought. That's really good. That would be a whole different audience, but that could bring that other audience into 3D printing as well. So there's something to think about. Yes, old curmudgeon, we do need to chat about your avatar anytime. What's the best way to flatten vinyl prior to cutting it when it comes on a roll? What are you cutting it with? I don't flatten vinyl when it comes on a roll and I cut it. It goes right through my cutter. So it just depends on, we'll talk about that more, Brian, but it just depends on what you're using to cut it. Are you putting it on a cry cut, or are you cutting it by hand, et cetera, et cetera? So, and what kind, depends on the kind of vinyl, cast vinyl, calendared vinyl, heat press vinyl, et cetera, et cetera. So, and you're right, Kieran, it may help to get the subs up, yeah, but I also don't want to turn off, and I guess it's not going to turn off my existing subscribers, because from what I'm seeing here, there's a lot of interest in maybe learning some of this stuff. If somebody wants me to do them decals, or if somebody wants to order some decals in their hometown, I can definitely advise the best way to set it up. They can tell me, hey, I got a quote for this much for my decals. I can say, that's BS. They're overcharging you, et cetera, et cetera. There's so many ways I could help. I've been in the printing business since I was 13 years old. So you do the math. I'm a 60s kid, so I've been around a long time, and I know the ins and outs of that industry for sure. Way more than I know the 3D printing, but I'm learning the 3D printing. So that's so true, Built Over Bot. Yeah. So we'll maybe think about that. We'll maybe incorporate that into this channel. It'll be DWIT, 3D, and more. Woohoo! I did say I'm designing and making new decals, and I haven't printed them yet, so I may have to sort of just go back to the drawing board. So, okay, Karen. Well, that's good to know. That's really good to know. I just wouldn't want it to make people unsubscribe because they're going to tune in and say, "Oh, this has nothing to do with 3D printing." But anything I do in the other business, anything I can tie into 3D printing. So it's basically, it's all maker. I mean, if you're a maker, to me, whether you're making 3D prints, you're making something, it's a maker experience. So, Paul, how are you? Happy 4th of July to you too. All my American friends, by the way, happy 4th of July. Yes, that's today. We had Canada Day on Thursday last week. Canada Day is Canada's actual birthday, and from what I understand, the 4th of July is the USA celebrating their independence. So happy 4th of July to all my American friends. Kieran, you're older than me, but I don't know how much older. You don't look that much older than me, so take that as a compliment, because it may be the only one you get from me in the next month. And Marcel, it's more like a medium pizza. That build plate, Marcel. Yep, I'm going to call that a medium pizza build plate. You flew 3D printed rockets. You attach vinyl stickers to them. I'll work with him on some UV unmapping. I have some vinyl, Brian, that will stick to plastic like you would not believe. It's actually called plastic. And it's basically, they say don't stick it on unless you want it not to come off. So we can talk. I do have the ability to do that. Let's see. Dan, so far recommending, or no? Oh, so far is it recommended? Well, so far from what I'm seeing, the print just finished. I am recommending it. It's very fast. I'll let that cool down a little bit. See how easy it comes off the build plate. But that printed the nut and bolt in about, I don't know, what was the print time here? Let's see. printing is complete. It just says 37 seconds. No, it didn't print. No, the 37 minutes is what I'm guessing. So that was a 37-minute print. And then we go back to the home screen. So we'll have a look at, we'll take that print off when it cools off a bit and we'll see how it looks. But so far, I'm happy with it. The build was quite easy. The build was very easy. It is solid. It's a solid machine. The only negative I have to say so far, well, there's a couple negatives to be honest. Let's just cut to the truth here. The spool holder on top here could be a half an inch wider. The filament I ran is Matter 3D's PLA Performance PLA White. Excellent PLA, by the way, for anybody that wants. And they ship worldwide. Yes, that is a plug. And no, he didn't sponsor this video or this stream. But their spools are just a tiny bit wider than your average spool. But most of the printers that you get, the spool holders accommodate for that. This is my second FLSUN with the spool holders that are just that one size that will only fit that one size spool. I also have that little disappointment with the FlashForge. They're the same way. FlashForge will not hold these Matter 3D spools and allow you to put the doors on and close it. So the companies need to allow for a little bit of a wider, I'm not saying let us fit a 2 kilogram spool in. I'm saying let us fit a little wider spool because various companies have just that little bit of difference in the width of their spools. So that's one complaint. I love the little touch screen display here that you can pull off and I can work from here. They do have a USB port in the back, 2 USB ports. So they have one USB port for hooking it up to your computer so you can run it with Pronterface, etc. There's another USB for it where you can put a USB drive in. I haven't tried it. From what I understand from watching Chris's stream, you cannot print from a USB stick. Okay, so why? I don't know. I can't imagine it would be that difficult for them to do. That's my second issue. The third issue so far is that the micro SD that I can print from is way around the back of the printer here. Instead of put a micro SD card slot in here, so I'm here, I can put a micro SD card in, I can start my print, put it in the front here, put it up here, but just don't put it way around the back. I haven't checked to see yet, but I will check. I want to see if this, here, let me switch the camera here for 1 second. Right here. I haven't checked to see if this bed, on the Q5 Deltas, it doesn't have this these screws holding the bed down. So I'm assuming this isn't the same. On the Q5, when I wanted to put a Wham Bam sheet on, I had to actually literally rip the glass off because it was glued down to the heat plate. This one here, I'm not sure if it's glued down. I'm assuming it's not because it's got these 3 points holding the glass on. So if I want to put a Wham Bam on here, I would be able to easily, I hope. I haven't checked that, but I will test that out. So far, the cooling fan for the heatsink was really loud and high-pitched when it first started up. Right now it's quieted, so I think maybe it had to wear itself in or it was because it's a brand new, I don't know. But it's really quiet right now. The loudest part of this machine as it sits right here is the power supply fan. So, yeah. Oh, I can hear the rain. We're getting another storm happening out here. Oh, is it ever raining hard? Okay. Let me go back. It's a nice Delta. I'm just going to go back through the chat here, guys, so far, and then we'll pull this print off and have a look at it. I've missed some chat. Well, yeah, Dan, so far I recommend it, yes. I've kind of fallen in love with Delta since I used the Q5. So, and I have a second Q5 sitting in a box here somewhere, so I might have to let somebody I know locally, close locally here, try it for themselves if they're interested in it. So, I'm just looking at the comments. 3D print a tool, you use more episode, like a different squeegee or whatever tools. Yeah. I'm actually designing in the midst. I've got to design a tool. I don't know if it's here. It's here somewhere. That's used in. I want to design it, 3D print it. I've got to change the design a little because I don't want to copy it. It's made by a company in Germany, but they're expensive as all get out for what it is. And it's a tool for cutting vinyl when you're doing windows and for just straightening the edge of the vinyl on the windows. And I want to make my own because I don't want to pay $350 US for that particular tool that I have. So I figure if I can design my own, come up with my own sort of design based on the way it works, and 3D print the parts, which is simple, I could make a fortune selling those in North America. Anyways, that's a whole other topic. It's safer than saying A-hole's garage. I have the sign. You guys are giving me a lot of great ideas, and I am seriously going to be thinking about this, about adding other content to this channel other than 3D, because it can all work together. Yeah. You're right, Kieran. You are so right on that. And you're in Abbey, BC, Jeff, looking for a local filament supplier. Jeff, check out Matter 3D. That's what I've run right here. We'll have a look at these in a second here. I've run this on the Matter 3D white. That's still stuck pretty good there. Matter3D.com, MATTER3D.com. I love their filament so far. They will contact you directly if you have any questions. One of the owners that I've met in person, his name is Eamon. I love their product. They make a pure product. So try that. Give them a shout and try it. What else have we got here? I'm just reading through all the comments here, guys. Trying to keep up. Yeah. Yeah, Spool 3D is just down the road from me, actually, Marcel. And they do ship Canada-wide as well. They have their own good product. But give Matter 3D a try. Seriously. I think you won't be disappointed. Especially if you're out there, because it costs you next to nothing for shipping. Yeah. And Brian's just answering that right here. Perfect. And there's a sale on right now. There we go. Let's see, I'm catching up on the chat. So, Brian, you beat me to it. Google VWI radar sometime to view the active weather radar to see what's rolling in. Yeah, I don't know. They were supposed to have seeded the clouds. What day was it that we had that storm? And man, did some parts of Calgary get damaging hail. Golf ball size hail. Seeded the clouds, my butt. Yeah, one of those pays for Q5. Yes. Okay, good night, Keith. I might have missed that because I just caught up in the chat. So let's pull this off. I may need to use a little bit of a scraper here because it's on there. These beds adhere very well. So I'm just going to move this over here, grab the scraper. Let's just... Oh, that's not so bad. There we go. Not so bad. Okay, let's have a look. My close-up camera would be so good for this. And let's pull that little piece off there, and let's see if we can see. This is going to be tough without my good camera. Hang on, I might be able to... let me go over to this other camera. My Sony a5100 will focus a lot better on this. So let's see. Can you see that? I can't really see if that's focusing too well. There's our first layer. White is so hard to show on this, but man, there we go. Printed pretty quick, printed pretty clean. There we go. You can see the layer there. Texture of the bed. Pretty decent. Then we have the nut. Don't say that the nut is behind the hand, Kieran. Okay, so let's, yeah, it's hard to show white on the camera, but I wanted to show white because it stands out on the black bed. So let's just, without any cleanup, look at that. And I can pretty much, look at that, nice. Clean. Great tolerance built into that model file. So that sample file. That's a good print. I'm happy with that. Whoops. And I just broke it. I just broke it. So That is, oh, that was only one, whoops. That was only one layer thick. So right in here, where I just broke it, when they created this file, this top layer right here is stupid thin. And then they've only got like about a 5% infill or so here. So there was not much holding this on here. Because that, I can't break that. So that's pretty strong. So it's just the way they made this model was there was probably only 1 or 2 layers holding this to the first part of the threads there. So yeah, I'm not gonna, yeah, that is, yeah, that's to me, that was, it was either sliced wrong or they should have had an extra layer here or something, or more infill. Because if you look, there's hardly any infill holding that in, so. Layer adhesion, yeah. And as Brian, exactly, more top layers. It's way too thin here. But again, that's just, I can probably stick that. Yeah, I can peel that top layer right off of there. Look at that. There's only one top layer here. Yeah. So, anyways, let me see. Let me just see if any. What time are we at here, guys? 8:52. 6:27. I'll start another print. Let me see what else was on that card. And I'll start another print just for fun. And I'm going to lower low print. First folder had connector buckle, tube sleeve. Connector buckle or tube sleeve? Yeah, design file. It's a terrible file. That's, I mean, this is strong, but that was terrible. And the nut itself, ow, ow, ow. I can't squeeze and break the nut. So it's a strong print, other than they really did a terrible job at designing that. Anyways, buckle should be quick. Okay. Connector buckle. Let's print that and see what that does. Let's try one more print here, and then we'll call our quits. I'm not going to call this a failure of the, whoops. Jeez. I'm not going to call this a failure of the printer. I'm going to call this a piss poor designed model. That definitely needed more top layers on here. And man, when I see where this was joined, where the thread started, it's, I mean, hell, they would have been better off just doing vase mode on this or something. Anyways, but as far as quality of the print, it's screwed on fine. Lots of tolerance. Filament looks good. This is nice and strong. Yeah, that piece is strong. Let's see. Let's see how strong it is. Everything's a hammer, right, Kieran? Whoops. I can shatter that. 5% infill, and it looks like, oh God, I don't know what the outer layers are. It looks like 2 perimeters. 2 perimeters, maybe? Yeah. Anyways, just a bad file. I will definitely be printing something that I create to try. So. Okay, just heating up the nozzle now. We'll see what this buckle print does. So I'm giving Linus from Linus Tech Tips a run for his money on dropping stuff. I have fumble fingers. Sometimes I just almost like I throw something, like I have a spasm. Crank it to 11, speed test. Okay, maybe. Gravity is stronger in Western Canada. Yes. You can cut 3/4 with your 55 amp, but slow. The 85 can do at least 1 inch. Okay, cool. That's quite the laser. Let's see how strong this piece is. Oop, took a few hits. God, how many outer perimeters did they put on this thing? That should not break that easy. Filament's fine. I mean, oh God, yeah, that's like, I swear there's only 2 perimeters. Let's see, I don't have my mag. Oh, I do have my, hang on. Yeah, but how good are my eyes? No, I can't get close enough to see. But I would guess that they only did like 2 perimeters on this thing. Not the way I would have sliced it. Anyways, that's okay. Let's just see what we're printing next. Gone. Oh, whatever this is, it's tiny. Really tiny. Oh, this is this is one of these. Looks like, here. See this clip here I'm holding in here? Looks like that's exactly what this is, that it's printing. So we'll see. Give you a file to print your own clips. Plasma laser, okay. I'm not rich with money to burn either. Tron, guess you're late. Yeah, we built this FLSUN SR printer. Great printer so far, working great. First print printed really nice. Just the way they sliced the file was awful. It fell apart. It was just weak. Anyways. I'm just printing another file here real quick. Then I'll do a bit of testing with my own files just to see how the prints really print, because that first print, it printed nice. It was accurate. It was good tolerances and everything, but weaker than anyways. It just wasn't a very well sliced file. Excuse me. So yeah, this is whatever this is. That's just one of those little clips. No, maybe not. Hang on, or is it? Yeah, it is. Yeah, the camera's not. I can't get that camera low enough to show you, but it's just one of those tiny little clips. I should print in like 10 seconds. Should be done like in. Hang on. We're 86% done. 87, 88, 89. And the fastest speed we're hitting is 240 millimeters a second. Must have been a quick infill. 12 millimeters a second seems to be where it's sort of sticking at. Okay, well, look at they let you print one of these clips. Actually, I'll try it. I'll try it up here when it's done. I can print them all day. And it should be done about now. There we go. Look at that. There we go. Let's get this closer so you can see. So I printed that. Reflection. So next to, I'll put one of the ones they supplied. So that's what it printed right there. I wonder if the ones they supplied were 3D printed. They were. Looks like they were 3D printed as well. So anyways, let's see. Okay, here we go. Okay, we got a little bit of stringing on it just because they don't do a purge. They jump right into first layer. Don't even give you a chance. Okay, now let's test it out. Let's put it right here. Let's put it right in here. Here. Hang on. Let's get this camera up here. Yeah, right there. So we're going to put this right on there. And it worked. Look at that. This little guy right here. Worked really well. So I've clipped that Bowden tube into the top of the extruder. Cool. And just for hoops and giggles, anybody else that wants to stick around, I'm going to go on and I'm going to hit OK, print. And what was that last? I don't know if there's one called test G code. Let's see what it is. It's called test G code. I want to see what it prints. So pretty cool. 200 millimeters would be rough on a tiny print like that, but it hit 220 on the infill really quick. But it's a strong print. It worked. Here, I'll pull that clip off. No, I won't pull it off. But yeah, it clipped on there nicely. So cool. I can print those for other printers. That printed like in what? 2 minutes? Would I suggest this over and under 3? Could you print a full-size BR2U with it? A full-size BR2U, you would not be able to print, I think with the 200, I'd have to do the math on the 260 build surface to see what that equivalates to in a rectangular build surface. There's a formula, you multiply the 260 by a number, and it gives you the equivalency of a rectangular or a square build plate. But that would be interesting to see. Whatever this is printing is tiny. Again, but I'd have to double check. You definitely wouldn't do the full, like the full body or like the full skirt or the full chair for it. You'd have to definitely do the 200 millimeter cuts. So, but that would be interesting. Hang on, let me just see. I happen to have da-da-da. Be right there. Don't go anywhere. Okay, guys, I happen to have all the parts, all the printed parts for a second BR2U in these boxes. So this is a skirt printed in 3 pieces, and I can comfortably say that yes, this would fit on there in 3 pieces. Now this is the one that, this is the tell-all. This is the body that prints in like 6 pieces, right? So you have this one, then you have the panels that go on the side, and this one, without this stopping this, as soon as this stops, I'll have a look. But, I don't know. I'm going to guess and say it may just go on. That's going to be your biggest part to print on the BR2U. That's going to be the biggest part that you're going to print in multiple parts. I think that might just, yeah. I think that might just fit. When this one stops, I'll try it. But yeah, just, you know, other than that, I can't see any other of the parts. I was looking for this little tripod earlier. It's in this box. That's the thing when you redo your studio and you move things around, you build walls and you shuffle everything, you forget where you put things. I was looking for that. Nut and bolt again. Is that what this is again? Oh, what? It's just the test G code file. Okay, well, you know what we'll do then, Kieran? Let's crank the speed up. Let's go operation, speed. I'm at 100%. What should I go to? Want me to go 200%? First person to respond, 200%, and I'll go to 200%. We'll see what it does. 900, 300. Okay, well, let's see what it'll let me do. It'll only let me go to 200. There we go. 200%. Let's see what this does. Look at it go. What the heck? Hey, I got to get used to this because apparently on my rat rig, 500 by 500, I can crank it up pretty fast. So, okay, 200%. I should actually be increasing the temperature slightly. I'm going to, just because, especially with the filament I'm running. Yeah, I just increased my filament 5 degrees. Okay, look at this thing whip. 200%. Now we're moving. We are. I almost want to play the theme, and I hate that infill they're using. They're using like a zigzag wave infill. Let me see if I can see how many perimeters it's printing. 1, no, 2. 2 perimeters. 2 perimeters. That's why it's so friggin' weak. I don't do anything under 3 perimeters. Anyways, put this away, and then I'm going to just test this on the bed when this is done. That way I can give that answer to Mr. Kieran. Put these parts away. Two stools. So when I have a guest coming into my studio, 2 chairs. If I have 2 guests, I do have a third one. The rat rig should be insanely fast. Yeah, I saw that. Jason, my tech support guy, Jason, just built the 500 rat rig, and my goodness, it looks beautiful. I'm so excited. Can't wait till they ship that thing. Gyroid infill, yeah. To me, gyroid infill is too weak for that kind of a thing. Oh, it was Marcel that was asking. Sorry. This thing is just going. Gyroid's super strong? I don't know. I thought it was too weak. Well, maybe it's because it's only like a 5% infill or something on this. But anyways, we'll see how this works. It's going fast. It looks like it might actually work. Why did I change the TR10 clipper? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Brian will answer that. Clipper has a feature called shape modifier or something like that too, which I've been sort of reading about. So accuracy, speed, neatness, pick any 2. Exactly. We have in the printing industry, we have 2 things. We have cheap, good, or fast. Pick 2 of them. No, cheap. Anyways, something similar that we say. What's the fastest printer I have, Tron, right now? This one. This will be the fastest printer I have at the moment until I get my rat rig. And for those of you who haven't seen, right over, forgive the camera, it's just on that little screen on the bottom. Right over there, that white frame you're seeing, that's the actual frame size that the rat rig's going to be. I've just allocated that area for the new rat rig. That's where the rat rig is going to call home. So there we go. You're almost done printing yours. Oh, good. 150 millimeters a second on the Ender 3. Sharper resonance tuning. You've done some of the BR2U, but jump to the speeder bike because wife liked the pit droid. I already have enough pit droids. Yes, no kidding. I've started this, and I got to finish this now that my studio's done. And I may wait till the rat rig, I'm not sure, but I have started the racer. So this is as far as I got. I got the base done with the heavy-duty motors in them. And then this part of the body done. That kind of just will clip on here. So I got that part of the racer done. I got to get, obviously, the driver and everything. But, yeah, when I put the power to those motors, it's stupid fast. So he just lives up over here for now. You're dying to mod your CR10S Max, CR10 Max, looking for more than one color. Cool. This is going pretty quick. Well, we'll see how that. We'll let this finish, then we'll call it a night. I'll try some of my own slice files on it. It should make a difference, because I would definitely do 3 or 4 perimeters on this one to give it strength, especially being a nut and bolt. But this is only for show. So, yeah. Let this guy finish. Let me throw all the spare parts. So it's kind of nice. They give you a spare hot end, spare thermistor, a spare hot end heater cartridge, spare thermistor, PTFE tube, zip ties, and a acupuncture needle, which I'm going to need tonight. 3 of these little clips, the ones I just 3D printed. So, I mean, get as many of those as I need. Let's see what else they gave me. They gave me Allen key number 1, Allen key number 2, tiny little screwdriver, which I haven't seen a use for yet, but I'm sure. I have no clue what the brush is for. First time I've seen a printer kit come with a brush. Even the Q5 didn't come with a brush. It's almost like this should have gone in with a resin printer or something, but hang on. Oh, that's what it's for. And brushing the eyebrows. Anyways, don't know what the brush is for. Little reader, which, yeah, throw it in the bag, but I don't really. This is one of those. This was a confusing one. Where was I reading this? And somebody was really upset because they couldn't figure this out, and they gave this printer, or was it the other one, a trash review. A lot of it based on the fact that this little reader here, okay. And if it was you, if it's anybody here, forgive me, but I just found that really funny. So when you first see this card, okay, it's a USB. You look at it, it's a USB key, okay? And they give it with you a micro SD card. It's nice, but the first question you would say, oh, where do you put the micro SD? Well, I've seen these before, so it was no surprise. If you look on the side of that USB key, looks like a standard USB key. Right on the side, right there where my thumb is where the micro SD goes, and it goes into the side there. You put the micro SD in the side, then you can plug the USB into a USB port, and Bob's your uncle. Well, I don't remember who it was. They were really ticked off that because they couldn't figure out where the micro USB card or the micro SD card went. So, no reason to trash a printer because of that, but I can understand it. But it's pretty simple to find. Anyways, just me, sorry. And tube of lube. Always good to have a tube of lube. The brush is for cleaning the rails. Oh, good point, Built Overbot. Probably is. Okay, tube of lube. Volcano hot end. So a spare nozzle, spare hot end. So we have the heat throat. It is not all metal. No. Not an all metal hot end. So we have a spare nozzle. We have, that's it. We have the wrench that it came with, and we have spare bolts. There we go. And another scraper that I can add to my 7,000 scrapers that I already have. Oh, and a cleaning cloth. I'm sure this is for, no, I'm just kidding. I didn't do it, but probably for cleaning, I don't know, dusting, cleaning, whatever. So we'll throw that in the bag too. Yes, when he sliced his leg open, my goodness. I remember that. How much was a printer? Where did I get it from? I bought it directly from FLSUN. I believe I got it. Don't quote me. They had a pre-release sale. I got in on that pre-release sale really early, and I believe it was $369 US. I'd have to look that up. I honestly don't remember, but it was in around that area. But it was a fair bit less than it is retailing for right now, because I got in on a pre-sale. So I waited 4 months or so for this thing to be delivered. So Brushes for the belts and extruder assembly to clean them from debris. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've seen another guy. I've seen them before, El Curmudgeon, as well. Flosses for cleaning my touchscreen. Yeah, okay, I suppose that's true. Not bad. What model is it? It is the FLSUN SR. It's called SR, which stands for, they say silent runner, silent racer, super racer. Sorry, right there on the thing. Super racer. Based on the speed. And right now it's printing at 200% speed. Let's see how fast it's actually getting. So let me show you this on screen here. Because this does print show the live print speed as it's going. So there, it hit 300 millimeters. 300 millimeters a second on the infill. So anywhere down 280, 150, 300, 140. So 140. 280, 150, 140. So it looks like the lowest speed it's hitting is 140. And the highest speed it's hitting is 300. So if we take 300 and 140, that's 440 divided by 2 is 220. So would you say that's an average of 220 millimeters a second speed? Yeah. Probably not an accurate way to get the average on something like this, but it's pretty quick. I would like to actually, if this does fit, I'd love to print this on here and just see how fast it does this. This was like a 14 hours or something like that. Love to see how fast this does it. Might not be a bad idea. We'll see the quality of this thing. We'll see how easy it breaks. Again, once this is finished, if anybody's sticking around. Oh, it looks like a few of you are sticking around, which is great. Let's clean up a bit of garbage here. I like, call me crazy, but I like hanging on to these. I have a lot of these plastic bags. I hang on to these because you just never know when you can use a plastic bag like these with the zip locks, zip ties for parts and stuff here. If I'm sending something to somebody, but I have a good collection of these things going. I don't know. I guess I could read the instructions further. This printer also came with it's just a pad. And this one side of the pad is very rough. Backside's very smooth. I'm not sure what that's for. Actually, let me look in the book and see. It is sit me weary old bones down here. New tire acceleration. This is it's almost like an exfoliating pad. Let me see what this is for. See what it says in here. It's not listed in the parts. Huh. It's not listed. Oh. So, who knows what? And I just touched my face with it. Oh, who knows? Nowhere in here. Let's just have a quick peek here. Oh, that other cloth they give you shows clean the hotbed with it, but yeah, we all know about that. It does not show. So this is, I don't know, this was to do with packing, but it was just sitting there. So I don't know what that is. It's an abrasive, almost like a sanding disc of some sort, smooth on this side. It's got some writing on it. It says 830, 888 or 8, I don't know. It's hard to say, but it's definitely, yeah, but it's not listed in the packing list. It's not listed in the instructions. So who knows? Who knows what it's for? Good night, old curmudgeon. Thank you for hanging out. Much appreciated. Motherboard wiring diagram. That's one of the. Oh, they've got an upgraded motherboard diagram here. So they've upgraded. So this has the upgraded motherboard in it. So they've obviously changed that from the one that was in it. So looks like we have. What changed? I don't know, but that's okay. Okay, yeah, they've updated. They have a USB and a U-disc slot, whatever a U-disc slot is. And they have added they've moved the hotbed temperature sensor. Yeah, they just moved a few things around. Yeah. Yep, okay. But based on what I've seen so far, I like the printer. Just got to give it some. I got to print some more of my own sliced files to really give it a good good test. Look at that. The viewers are dropping like hotcakes. This one's printing pretty quick though. We're on the home stretch. We're on the threads. I'm going to hang on to that because likely I'll one day I'll say, gee, where's that disc that I had that I didn't think was good for anything, but I need it now. Who knows? Another set of clippers. Which ones are the new ones? Doesn't matter. Never have too many sets of snippers. Pairs. Sets, goals, and then they need somewhere to hang the leveling sensor. Yeah, I mean, you only use it once in a blue moon, but it would still be nice to have somewhere, I don't know, to hang it. So you can hang it out up top for now. Oh, it's magnetic, so I guess I could just hang it anywhere. Okay, there we go. 15 watching. We've dropped off 6 people. Appreciate you guys sticking in and hanging out there. We're almost done. We'll just look at this last print and we'll call it a night. So far, so good. Video issues at the beginning, which I don't really know what caused it, so we had to reboot the computer, restart the stream. Got this microphone working now on the rail, which is really cool. So I bet if I even leave it in the middle, probably pick me up everywhere. I don't even know if I needed to do that, but it's kind of fancy. It's kind of cool. If you haven't seen it, here, take this up here. There you go, right up top. So it's basically rails from an old CR20 Pro printer, and I just 3D printed some clips to hold them together, and then some more clips on the inside in there, and then we just ran the microphone on the whatever wheels, and then it just slides along and slides along. Brian Baker, big shout out to him for the idea of using those rails. And it was Karen who suggested I do a rail system in the first place. So between everybody's been a great help. Almost done. A few more threads to go. And I think we've slowed down on these. We're up to we're down to like 40 millimeters a second, up to 93. Yeah, this is the slow part. We're 84% done, so hang in there, my friends. We'll be ready soon. And it's time for me to go Betty-bye. Then I got to clean up all this mess tomorrow. Ow, 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 ow. I just stabbed myself with a castle. Oh, that hurt. That hurt. I just stabbed myself with a Prusa castle. You do screw up and have a good idea, Karen. Yep. I got to adapt it to the camera, though. For my overhead camera, the problem is I have a big heating duct in the way here. So the overhead camera I got to figure out. Something similar to what I did with this mic. Okay, home stretch. Probably get that nut off already. No. I've cooled off. That fan really made a difference. Add scissor expander for the camera. Ooh, ooh. Look at you coming up with these ideas. I have a chain hanging here for some reason. Oh, that was the chain that was for when I had those straps. Oh, sorry, that's a whole other story. The cleanup is the hardest part. A lot of recycling. And then there's this I'm keeping. Then I've got to find a home for this. I've got all those other printers that I've got to. I got too many printers, guys. Way too many printers. Allow to pull it closer and further away. Yeah, that's a great idea, though. A scissor expander for the close-up camera, for the overhead camera. More food for thought. So this little fan did its job. It's still at full power. It's been running ever since I turned it on. And so the cool thing about this is you collapse this. You pull this up. It goes like that. There you go. Fan on the run. Fan on the run. Fan on the run. Okay, that's all I can sing because I don't want to get a copyright strike. No tales from the dungeon. No tales from the dungeon. Tales from the dungeon. Well, this would be the dungeon, right? It's been a weekend. I took those big green garbage bags. In the last week, I've taken about 6 big green garbage bags of junk. Gone. When I'm cleaning up this whole basement area. I built that wall over there. Had to pay for it myself, unfortunately. I tried to get somebody else to pay for it, but I couldn't. So I built the wall, paid for it. It's made the room seem bigger. The studio setup is much nicer. I really like this for the build now. I don't know if you recall last time with the build, I kept having to run and switch things over and run back and forth from one desk to another. The only thing I've got to work on is cable management. I don't like all the cables that I got running across the floor over there. I want to get all my cables up, and I want all my cables to be dropped down from the ceiling somehow so that I'm not tripping over them. Because right now, when I'm done tomorrow or whatever, I have to go out, I have to take the cameras, unhook them, take all the lights down, blah, 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 get all the cables out of the way so that I can use it as a regular basement. Anyways, print's done. That was pretty quick. I forget what the first time was on that one, but this one was 28 minutes. I think the first one was 37. So cut the print time down a fair bit. Okay, let's see how easy I can get them off the build plate. There we go. There we go. Let's check out the quality of these, considering how fast they went. It's not bad. Oops. Here. There we go. Not bad, considering the speed we went up to. Okay, and let's see for fit. It's not as spinny. It's not as free spinning, but it does fit. Actually, it's a better tolerance. It's not as loose. So that did work. Look at that. But it's not free spinning like the other one was, which is okay. There we go. Okay. A little bit of in the top layer there. Not so pretty. Same on that one on the top layer. Not the prettiest. Now let's check the strength on this. Again, no. Still pretty. 2 perimeters. Yeah. And then on this one, I still can't break that one by hand. So that's just a slicing thing. But yeah, not bad. It turned out, considering I upped the speed, it's still pretty decent quality at 200% speed. So I'm excited to play with this printer a bit more and and see what happens. See what we can do with it. Push the limit on things. Oh, I was going to check something real quick here. for Marcel. This will, oh, not quite. No, that will not quite fit on this bed. It's a tiny, tiny bit too big. No, that way, yes. Let's see, could you get away with that? The overhang here, possibly. No, I don't know. No, not quite big enough. Just a smidge too big for this bed. Yeah. Okay, well, that answers that. I won't be printing one of those fast. Okay, let's do this. Let's move that like this. And say thank you, everybody. Yeah, it does look good for 200% speed. Did you screw up again? No, looks good. For cable from ceiling, use chain drop and spiral cable wrap. Yes, absolutely. Squarish peg on a round bed problem. That's just it. And there's one disadvantage of the Delta. If you have a 260 by 260 regular FDM printer, simple for that. It's real easy, actually. It's probably more than enough. 260 Delta, there's the one disadvantage, but man, that speed is pretty incredible. So that's why they call it the Speed Racer. Let's fire this puppy down. Let's turn that off. And let's call it quits, guys. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out. Yeah, this has been quite the night. Things went well. Happy with the new studio. Had a few technical issues at the beginning with the video quality. Still don't know exactly what caused that. Rebooting the computer seemed to help. So we'll work on that for the next stream. Yeah, so overall happy with the FLSUN Super Racer. So I mentioned a few things that I would change with it, but who am I? Who am I? Just a yoli small YouTuber, but maybe the big guys, when they complain about it or when they mention those issues, they'll be listened to. So, but yeah, those few things, but otherwise a good solid printer, very easy build, and printed right off the bat, no problem. I just want to try my own sliced files and see if I can't get rid of this little, that breaking problem is just a slicing issue, so not a big deal, but excellent overall. So I want to thank everybody who hung out with me this late and thus far. And it's been great. Looking forward to doing more content for you guys in the future. I'm going to seriously consider what a lot of you suggested, which is maybe bringing in some content from the other business and maybe intermingling it with this content and see if there's some relevance there and see if there's any interest. So feel free to private message me, leave in the comments anything you might want to hear about in my other business, which is basically digital printing, signs, decals, banners, business cards, anything to do with printing. Let me know, and I'd be more than happy to investigate the possibility of doing a video or a stream on it. So no problem at all. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Dan, for hanging out and checking out, and we'll talk to you guys all next time we're streaming. So everybody have a fabulous week, and I'll see you guys on your streams. I'll see you guys on this stream, and I'll see you guys on the interwebs. So take care, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much. Ciao.